Hello everyone, welcome to ARCR Technology Private Limited. Today we are going to discuss how to create partners. From the dashboard, go to Partners and click on Add Partners to create a partner. Select the parent partner. Select the role of this partner which you have created. To create roles, check the link which is given in the below description. Select the SMS settings of this partner which you have created. To create SMS API settings, check the link which is given in the below description. Select the email settings of this partner which you have created. To create email API settings, check the link which is given in the below description. Select the WhatsApp settings of this partner which you have created. To create WhatsApp API settings, check the link which is given in the below description. Select the CAF settings of this partner which you have created. To create CAF settings, check the link which is given in the below description. Allow the NAS of your partner that you have created. To create NAS, check the link which is given in the below description. Allow the Telegram settings of this partner which you have created. To create Telegram settings, check the link which is given in the below description. Allow the API pools of this partner which you have created. To create IP pools, check the link which is given in the below description. Allow the payment gateway of your partner. To create a payment gateway, check the link which is given in the below description. Select the default invoice settings of this partner which you have created, and if your company is registered in multiple states, then please select those invoice settings also here, so that if any customer's billing state matches with that invoice setting state, then our application will generate CGST and SGST invoice with that invoice settings. If billing state is not matches with invoice setting state, then application will raise invoice with default invoice settings. Other invoice settings are optional and default invoice settings are mandatory. Select your secondary invoice settings, which is for dual invoice purpose only, like for OTT, IPTV and voice billing purpose. Select the invoice settings of this partner which you have created. To create invoice, check the link which is given in the below description. Enter the unique username. Make sure that the username should not contain any blank spaces in it. Enter the strong password. Enter your company name. Here, give any unique code for further reference purpose. Enter the invoice service provider name. Enter the contact person first name. Enter the contact person last name. Enter the contact person mobile number. Enter the contact person email ID. Give the customer portal URL which is optional. Select the default country. Select the default state which will load while creating users. Enter the partner address. Enter the latitude and longitude of the partner's address, or you can locate your partner's address by clicking on Locate on the map. Next, sharing. Enable the sharing according to your requirement. To know more about sharing, check the video which is mentioned in the description. Sharing. In the sharing option, you need to give your partner criteria as sharing. Enable the sharing option and select the partner sharing type based on plans. There are many plans. Each plan details are given in the plan info. You can check the plan information from here. If you want to deduct TDS in each renewal, you can enter TDS percentage here. To check TDS formula, click on Plan Info and check TDS formula. TDS formula may changes based on plan type. Check formula before entering TDS percentage. If required, you can also give your partner's AGR percentage in the given below box. If you want to deduct AGR in each renewal, you can enter AGR percentage here. To check AGR formula, click on Plan Info and check AGR formula. AGR formula may change based on plan type. Check formula before entering AGR percentage. Mention the additional charges that you are going to charge. For example, software charges or any fixed deduction fill in given below box. These charges will deduct from partner's wallet in each renewal. Mention your addition charges amount here. Sharing wallet. Sharing payment gateway ID. Select your payment gateway here so that your partner can recharge his wallet on successful transaction. That amount will add automatically in partner's wallet, or he can pay outstanding amount from this payment gateway. Next, credit limit. You can add your partner's wallet limit as much as you can. For example, 1000, 2000, 10,000, 20,000, etc. If there are no amount in particular wallet, still partner can renew his customers with credit limit amount. Next, minimum wallet credit amount. The minimum partner wallet amount that can be added by the partner through the payment gateway. Credit limit validity type. You can select either lifetime validity or specific date validity. For example, if you want to give the credit limit for the lifetime, you can select the lifetime option. Or if you want to give a credit limit for a specific time, then select the credit limit validity here and select the date when you want to expire the credit limit. Next, OTT. If your partner wants the OTT platform, you can enable the OTT option. After enable the OTT option, you have to select your criteria like bulk or sharing. For bulk, disable sharing option. By default, sharing option will be in disabled mode. For sharing, you have to enable the sharing option and select your partner sharing ratio by choosing the plans type below. You can enter TDS percentage here. To check TDS formula, click on Plan Info and check TDS formula. TDS formula may change based on plan type. Check formula before entering TDS percentage. You can enter AGR percentage here. To check AGR formula, click on Plan Info and check AGR formula. AGR formula may change based on plan type. Check formula before entering AGR percentage. Then assign OTT packages and prices. For detailed description of this feature, please find the link in the below description. Next, IPTV. If your partner wants the IPTV option platform, you can enable the IPTV option. After enable the IPTV option, you have to select your criteria like bulk or sharing. For bulk, disable sharing option. By default, sharing option will be in disabled mode. For sharing, you have to enable the sharing option and select your partner sharing ratio by choosing the plans info. Enter the TDS and AGR percentage accordingly, same as we discussed in the OTT packages. Then assign IPTV packages and prices. For detailed description of this feature, please find the link in the below description. Next, voice. If your partner wants the voice platform, you can enable the voice option. After enable the voice option, you have to select your criteria like bulk or sharing. For bulk, disable sharing option. By default, sharing option will be in disabled mode. For sharing, you have to enable the sharing option and select your partner's sharing ratio by choosing the plan below. Enter the TDS and AGR percentage accordingly, same as we discussed in the OTT package. Then assign voice packages and prices. For detailed description of this feature, please find the link in the below description. MicroTech login. If you want to give MicroTech login, then enable it. Then select MicroTech group and permission levels. Then you need to specify expiry date for this MicroTech login. For detailed explanation of this feature, please refer link in below description. Bill Pay API settings. If you have any bill pay vendor, then enable this bill pay option. Then enter strong username and password and give it to them. Request us for API documentation so that we will provide you. Tools. Bill cycle. If your partner wants a bill cycle option, just select the dates below and then assign it to your customer. Expiry notifications. You can send expiry notifications to your customers before the user account expiry by selecting the days below. If you select 2, then the expiry notifications will be sent before 2 days. In the same way, if you select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the expiry notifications will be sent before 5 days. Due notifications. You can send due notifications to your customers before the due date by selecting the days below. If you select 3 days, then the due notifications will be sent before 3 days. In the same way, if you select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the due notifications will be sent before 5 days daily. Next, charge entire month. Whenever the customer recharges in the middle or start of the month, even if the charge entire month is enabled and billing cycle is enabled for the customer, then the customer will be charged for the entire month. This is not applicable for new customers. Please check your requirement before enable this feature. Mandatory bill cycle. If you want to give your partner customers bill cycle mandatory, then you have to enable the mandatory bill cycle option. Bill cycle end mode. If your partner's customer expiry date needs to end on the same day, you can select the same day option. Example, customer renews on January 1st, 2020. It will expire on Feb 1st, 2020. If your partner's customer needs to end on the previous day, you can select the previous day option. Example, customer renews on 1st January 2020 and it will expire on 31st January 2020. Next, allow renewal. This is applicable for only auto and bulk renewals here. If you select allow always, then customers will be renewed automatically even if the customers have any due. Allow only have enough balance. If you select to allow only if have enough balance, then the customers will be renewed only when he has sufficient balance in his wallet. Next, expiry time. There are 4 types of expiry time modes. This is for expiry time slots of customers after they renewed. Customers will be renewed according to the expiry time you have selected. First one, current expiry time. If you select this option, for example, the customer expires time is today at 10 am. So you have renewed the customer at 5 pm. Then the customer will expire at 5 pm in the next month. It depends on the time of renewal. It will take the renewal time as next expiry time. Second, previous expiry time. If you select this option, for example, The customer expiry time is today at 10 am. So you have renewed the customer at 5 pm. Then the customer will expire at 10 am in the next month. It does not depend on the time of renewal. It will automatically take the last expiry time and next expiry time. Fixed expiry time. If you select this option, it does not depend on the time of last expiry or time of renewal. The customer will be expired on the fixed time slot which you have selected. Fourth one, prolong expiry time. If you select this option, for example, if customer account is expired, then it will take current expiry time. If customer account is active, then it will take customer's previous renewal expiry time. Status. You want your partner to be active, then you have to enable this option as active. Sub ISP. If your partner wants to create a sub franchise, then you have to enable the below options. Customer KYC mandatory. If you enable this option, then the customer document will become a mandatory for KYC while creating customers. Static IP mandatory. If you enable this option, then the customer static IP will become mandatory. Auto MAC bind. If you enable this option, user will automatically bind with their MAC and the user cannot log in throughout another MAC to his portal. Auto NAS port bind. If you enable Auto NAS port bind, then user from the particular NAS port will be with their MAC and user from the another different NAS ports cannot be logged in. Auto suspend. If you enable the auto suspend option, then you have to enter the minimum suspend amount here. According to the amount you give here, customer will suspend automatically. For example, if you enter suspend amount as 100, then the customer who has crossed their due amount and whose due amount of more than 100 will be suspended automatically. Data overpull. This feature is used to decrease load on both NAS and radius. For example, if any FUP package don't have any fallback plan, then user will get data limit over error in every login. So, when user is connected in PvT, that router will send these requests automatically in specific intervals. Example, every 10 seconds or based on NAS settings, if we receive these requests every 10 seconds every day with all the FUP over users, then load NAS and radius increased unwantedly. So, to avoid this, we need to enable data overpull in both radius and NAS. So, even where we get authentication requests from the customer whose data is over, then radius will give data overpull to customer. In this pool, they won't get internet and their authentication requests also stops. In this pool, we can also redirect his page to specific page where we can display that error code. Whenever admin user adds the data or renews that user, then that user will get internet. Next, disable pool. This feature also is used to decrease load on both NAS and radius just like data overpull. For example, if any customer's account status is in disabled or suspend, then user will get disabled or suspend error in every login. So, when user is connected in PvT, that router will send these requests automatically in specific intervals. Example, every 10 seconds or based on NAS settings, if we receive these requests every 10 seconds every day for all disabled and suspended users, then the load NAS and radius increases unwantedly. So, to avoid this, we need to enable disable pool in both radius and NAS. So, even where we get authentication requests from customer whose status is disabled or suspend, then radius will give disable pool to customer. In this pool, they won't get internet and their authentication requests also stops. In this pool, we can also redirect his page to specified page where we can display that error code. Whenever admin user changes status of the user, then that user will get internet. Expired pool. This feature also is used to decrease load on both NAS and radius, just like data over pool and disabled pool. For example, if any customer account is expired, then user will get expire error in every login. So, when user is connected to PPOE, that router will send these requests automatically in specific intervals. Example, every 10 seconds or based on NAS settings, if we receive these requests every 10 seconds every day for all expired users, then load NAS and radius increases unwantedly. So, to avoid this, we need to enable expired pool in both radius and NAS. So, even where we get authentication requests from customer whose status is expired, then radius until give expired pool to customer. In this pool, they won't get internet and their authentication requests also stops. In this pool, we can also redirect his page to specific page where we can display that error code. Whenever admin user renews that user, then that user will get internet. Enable OTP verification. If you enable OTP verify option, then the user or customer must verify his or her mobile with OTP. Then the customer will be allowed for renewals. If the customer is not verified with OTP, then customers cannot be renewed. TR069 allowed users. If you give specific TR069 username to your partners to use it in his devices, then same username you need to allow here to display his device in his portal. Detailed description of this TR069 topic, please find the link in the description. Click on save. Your partner will be created successfully.
If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment sections, and if you found this video helpful, please do like and subscribe to our channel ARCR Technologies Private Limited. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.